What's up, YouTube? Happy New Year's 2021. And just as promised, I'm kicking off the new year with all new content, which also features my very own plant collection and my newfound green thumb. I know it's slightly different from my regular beauty tutorials, but I find taking care of plants and watching them grow and mature just as beautiful as any other beauty product that you can go buy from your drugstore or offline. Not to worry though, I will continue to make more beauty tutorials. I just want my channel to be up to speed on all my newfound hobbies as the years go by. And with no further ado, I want to present some of the plants that I have in my collection and how I'm currently taking care of them. If you have any tips and tricks, please leave a comment so that I can learn from you and certain mistakes that I am making currently. It doesn't stay, I don't know if you can see it on camera or not. So what I was meaning to say in the beginning of this clip was this is the Ponytail palm plant, which is one of the plants that is in my collection. Not doing pretty good at this point, but we're trying to regenerate this plant and bring it back up to the health that it was when I first received it. It doesn't stay, I don't know if you can see it on camera or not. The pot's lots of, okay, now you see it. See that little angle to the side? I don't think that's healthy for the plant. So I kind of have to fix that. I also feel like the pot itself is too small. It's not having enough soil for the roots, or the roots not being able to grow like it should. So in this potting video, you're going to see me switch the pot from this one to something much larger and base brown, which is this one here. Okay. Very beautiful plant powder. Of course, you guys know me. I don't take stickers off of things. So let me just get that off of there right now. Definitely don't want that on my table. But anyway, I like the decorations in this pot. I forget where I got this from. But I thought it was really nice, and it's a deep and wider pot for it, and it still has that drainage hole. The one that it's in now, I liked it because it has a drainage hole, but it's definitely too small. So we're going to try again. Last time repotting this, I will not move this plant from this pot after it's potted. This time I'm going to correctly put this at an angle that it is good. Okay, here we go. Repotting. Okay, so to start off with this repotting, I'm going to begin with a potting soil that I purchased at my nearest Home Depot for around $15 to $20 for this large bag. The name of it is Magic Potting Soil. I've used this soil on most of the plants in my house. They've done pretty well. So I don't see any reason for me to use anything else at this moment. I'm going to continue to use this. Now, mind you, some of this soil has been reused from some of the plants that I have repotted. If I repot a plant and there's nothing wrong with the soil or the plant itself, such as root rot or etc., I don't see no reason to chuck the soil out. I believe it's best to kind of keep the soil and leave the nutrients for the next plant that you want to plant. So as you'll see me here in the clip, I'm going to be continue to adding the soil to the pot and packing it down as I go, just to make sure that there's no air pockets for the tree when I place it in there. Once I've got the soil to a level where I feel I can put the palm tree down into the soil and not smother it, but still give it time to grow, I will begin to place my ponytail palm into the pot. Okay, so I fill half of the pot with soil already. And I'm going to need to get my ponytail palm out of the pot it's in now, gently as I can. I want to kind of take this moss off because I want to save this possibly. I want to use this for another project or just the same. I could probably just put these back on there when I'm done. Now here's the trick to this, because I hate having to move plants out of pots and disturb them. See, it's already grown in a circular round. You can see that it's starting to already go around. I've had it in here for about 2 months, but it's still not flourishing like I want it to. So I'm just going to loosen these roots up very lightly. Try to pull these loose. Tap the bottom a little bit. Okay. And I want to put this down in my pot, but I think the trick to potting ponytail palms is that you don't want to cover too much of the base. So I'm trying to make me a little well right here. Okay. I don't want to put it down in there too heavy. And I definitely want it to stand up straight because the last time I did good. So, I think that's about right there. What you think? Yeah, no, that's good. Okay, so now I got this how I want to get it. Just gonna pour this down in here. This is a really nice pot, very pretty pot. I actually, my color scheme was all black pots, flower pots or planters, because my living room is all black, and I wanted my office desk to have all black pots. But we had to switch up, so. But I think this kind of turquoise bluish color would blend in really nicely with black pots. It wouldn't throw it off too much. Ironically, I bought these pots, I think, with the gift card that I got from like a Walmart or something. Walmart, I want to say. Okay, I think I have us a straight plant now. What do you think? Not a bad plant. And I'll probably take my moss and put it back around here like so. Okay, spread that out a little bit for a little decoration. That's a little bit there. And I am going to reuse this pot for one of my bonsais coming up. I actually have 2 ficus bonsai. Those are the only bonsai in my collection that I have right now, completely. It's a very nice bonsai. When I first bought it, it was practically dying, and I had to bring it back to life. I had an issue with, you can see the spider webs. I got a spider in my house somewhere, but I let it do its thing. Anyway, I had wire wrapped it for my first time, and both of my ficuses took it not too good. Maybe my hand was too heavy, but some of the branches started to die off on here. Okay, this one completely died that I wire wrapped, but at the bottom of it, something shot out the side after I started watering it, and I repotted it in a bonsai pot. When I first bought it, it was in like the CVS or something like that, and it was basically, they was letting the thing just go to waste, right? So I bought it, saved it, brought it back to life a little bit, and it's starting to come to. We'll see how it does in the later view. But I'm not repotting this one today. This one snapped back after I did the rewiring on it. But it's this one here that really didn't do too good. And I think it's because of the way I potted it, one. Two, I don't have any drainage holes in the bottom of this pot, which makes it very difficult for me to water it thoroughly and let it rinse. When I'm watering it, I'm filling it up and tipping it over to get the water out of it, because I don't want it to be full of water and getting root rot. So this one is not doing too good. So I have to take it out of this pot, and the Ponytail palm tree pot, I am going to put it in here. It's really not for a bonsai pot, but it has drainage holes. Okay, that's what I need in order to water it properly. Once I put it in here, hopefully it'll start to thrive like the other ficus is. So we'll see. I want both of these plants to get luscious, big, but you know, we all know that these are trees, so they're going to be a little bit different than your pothos and your Monstera adansonii and your Monstera adansonii and whatnot. Okay, completely slow growers, but they'll leaf a lot for you if you treat them nice. If you don't treat them nice, the leaves will just fall off of it, and it's just a horrible sight to see. Like this one, because I brought it to life, and now it's like, what did you do to me? You should have left me alone, lady. And we're going to try again to bring it back to life. It's not completely dead. You still see leaves here. It's not completely dead. It has a chance. You know, I just don't want all of these limbs to die, because I might have had a heavy hand when wire wrapping it, because I wanted to mold it right, because technically it is a bonsai, and I'm going to start getting into bonsai later on. So these were my starter bonsai, which were the bonsai ficus. So long story short, we're about to repot this baby, okay? Put some more water in the bottom of some more soil in the bottom of this pot really fast. Now, I don't know what enticed me, because I didn't have drainage holes in the bottom of this pot. So the one here for the ficus. So I'm gonna show you the biggest mistake I've ever made in planting a pot, because I wanted it to have drainage, and have backfired on me. You know, there's no substitution for drainage holes. I learned my lesson. Okay. I think this is pretty much enough, because this ficus has long roots, and I'm gonna show you where it is. Okay, so once again, take your time, pop the bottom a little bit. Okay. Let them know that it's time to come on out here and do something better. Give them a easel. Not too much of a fight. Now, I don't know if I still had that set up in the bottom. I did. but it seems to be breaking down. I had a type of moss at the bottom of here. It seems to have been breaking down, but it didn't do the justice. It didn't do the job, basically. So we're going to get rid of this moss, completely discard it. Start off with new soil. Don't even want to use those though. Okay, okay. Because we're trying to bring this pot back to life. So I'm just going to leave this here over to the side. That's what's good. Okay. Once again, I'm going to pull off this big chunk of moss. This one's a lot more. Okay. Big chunk of moss. Right in the middle. Don't mind me, I'm just playing in dirt here, okay? And as a kid, I used to play in mud pies. I used to make mud pies, okay? There's no difference here, okay? You made mud pies before, you know how to put your fingers into there. Get messy and clean up after. Okay, so basically, just like any other plant, you're gonna see me here filling it up with the soil, and I'm going to pack it down because it's a tree. So basically, I'm trying to get rid of all the air holes and pockets that I can find. So I'm just kind of like taking my fingers and sticking it down in the dirt to make sure that it's fully packed. Packing the soil as I gradually add it to the pot, just to make sure I'm taking those extra measures, making sure that there's no pockets or air holes in the plant or the tree while I'm repotting it. And once again, you're just going to see me reuse the moss that came from this tree in the last pot. I'm not really sure if the moss is actually beneficial to my plants or not, but they really do give a great aesthetic look to them. All right. To clean up here. But I'm back with my little watering can here, and I'm just going to make sure that I wet that soil. Once again, just enough to get rid of the little air pockets and whatnot. There we go. Okay. Right back in. A little trouble here. Damn. Perfect spot. Right next to the window. Definitely don't want to overwater this. Because like we said, we know that the trunk holds most of this water. So we don't want to overwater this. Okay, so back. So I just want to make sure of what I'm doing when I'm taking care of this plant. So I'm going to get rid of the brown tips. Some people it doesn't bother them. Me, it irritates the hell out of me. I can't stand yellow or brown leaves. I have to know at what point I did something to make them turn yellow or brown. Okay, so I know what it means when they say that you start to have a plant hobby. Because as I gotten into my trees, I ended up coming across a rare find at Walmart, actually. It was a money tree. It was pretty big. This is my second time having a money tree, but the one that I had before, it's so hard to find them that I caught myself restoring it. It wasn't really a good plant to start to begin with. And I found this time I found a healthy plant to begin with to kind of take care of and watch it grow. So this is a new money tree plant that I purchased a while ago. You would have to ignore the nursery plant pot that is in. I haven't found a pot to give it a cover pot yet. Since I got it here on the screen, I just bought it maybe like a couple days ago, and I have yet to put the soil in the top of it because I was driving. The soil kind of tipped over, which you never want. You don't want to have your plants go through so much when you're moving it. So it's already been through a lot of stress and trauma. So after I got it home, I left it in one spot and it's doing fine. So now it's time for me to put some more soil in the top coating of this to make sure that I'm not exposing any roots of it. So give me a second, I'm going to do this here. So I'm using the same soil that I used previously. And one of my cuttings, this is a money tree tag. I'm just going to take this out because I don't need it, so I'm going to take the tag out. I'm going to mix up the soil because from my last potting, I added some of the soil to the pot. Like I said, I like to save some soil that I reuse, and when I repot, it doesn't make sense to keep buying soil and discarding it if you can reuse it and keep the nutrition, unless there's something wrong with the soil. But I'm just going to take this and pot this all the way around the side. You can see it going here. I really have to find a cover pot, but it's not. I'm not sure if I'm really. A cover pot would look nice for the aesthetics of it, but the whole point is taking care of the plant. So I'm not tripping. I'm not rushing out to go get a cover pot to put in here. I just want to make sure it grows and take care of it properly. I'm not going to water it yet because of the fact that I just got it, and I don't know how they were taking care of it at the store. Okay. I think I might want to let the soil dry out a little bit until the leaf starts to do before I start my watering process. I don't want to confuse the way that they were taking care of it with the way that I'm taking care of it. That's a big thing. I hate to water them when you first get them because you lose a plant. I've lost a lot of plants like that. I'm not an expert. I do lose plants. I'm learning how to take care of them. But this looks like, I'll put this down here. I want to pack this because it is a tree. I don't believe trees or any type of plant likes any kind of air pockets in the soil. It makes it kind of hard for them to grab that nutrition. About down right here. I think I'm about done playing with this one. I'm gonna find my next project to bring. But give you one more look at the money tree. One thing I like about it actually is I'm starting to get shoots off the sides of it already. I don't know if you can see that from the camera's view, but these shoots here, I'm really eager to see how these are going to grow up right here. And that's the geek in me. I kind of really love to see plants grow and see them prosper. So you'll be able to see all these plants in my updates of how good they grow right now. Okay, so next up is another one of my favorites, like the mini Monstera guinea. This one is the Monstera adansonii. This is also another trailing plant, vining plant, however you want to call it. This one sits on top of my refrigerator, next to my golden pothos. I've had my golden pothos for about a year. I've had this one for about maybe 6 months, and even after I moved, this spot has been next to my golden pothos, and it's been taken off ever since. So there two are like plant buddies, and they stay next to each other. I think it keeps up the humidity that helps them feed off of them. This is also another one that I want to be careful with water, and I really wait to see the plant droop. You see how bigger that branch is when I tap it lightly. When it starts to lose that vigor and it starts to limp, is the moment I water it. Okay. Like I said, I'm not an expert, but after you have plants for so long and you've been taking care of them, you can see each one has its own reaction to not having water. They droop different ways, and they react different ways, and they act different ways when they have water in their system, if you understand what I'm saying. So this one here has been growing really good. After I moved it and put it on top of the refrigerator, it's starting to shoot more roots right up here at the top area. I don't know if you can see that. All of this here was not here prior to. Okay. This is new shoots coming here, and I see more coming in Agile. So give me 1 second. I'm going to cut and trim some of these roots and give some of the parts of the plant I want to see grow the nutrition that it needs. So this right here is yellow. Okay, some people don't mind yellowing and browning. I don't like it. Like I said before, it irks me. I get rid of them. I want the other parts of the plant to grow. If it's dead, I want it to just come on. Okay. I'm going to snip this as far as I can. Only thing about the Monstera adansonii is the Monstera adansonii, there's a lip here that you don't want to cut at the next plant can come from. That's where your next, this little lip right here that doesn't look like a leaf is where your next leaf is going to sprout from. So if you're going to cut a dead part, you want to watch that tip and not cut that, because you want your growth to come from that. So you cut down to the part to where you see that lip. You don't cut it all the way down, because that's where your other plants are going to come from. Not just discard them. I mean, if you got your own backyard, you can turn these into mulch if you want to, but I personally don't have a mulch station that I'm going to start, so I discard these. I mean, throw them outside, earth to earth, dust to dust. Okay, so this is where my Monstera adansonii hangs from, in my refrigerator. At my last house, this thing would grow to the floor. Okay, I recently cut it 2 months ago before I moved and after I moved, because I was propagating so many of the leaves and the plants off of it. I was making new plants from it, and I was moving around so much that I put it back on the new refrigerator, and this is where it is now. Now, I have no doubt that this thing is going to go to the ground again, and I'm going to have more parts of this to propagate and make more plants. Now, this is a golden pothos. Now, when I first originally got it, it's more of that green. You see that here. But it's almost like, as it's grown with me, different strands have grown out of it from starting here. You see how this strand here is so much lighter than the rest of the plant. I don't know what this plant is doing, but it's my mother plant of my pothos, okay? And I have made a handful of them, and I still have cuttings all over my house. And this is where my Monstera adansonii just sits up and soaks up all that good energy and grows right with it. this is like one of my first plants to where I knew that I had a growing hand. Moving on. Okay guys, that concludes this video. I decided to make a part 2 of my at-home plant care, so be on the lookout for my new upcoming updates and more. And don't forget, if you like this video, please hit like, comment, don't forget to subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified for my next upcoming videos and tutorials.